is about GST registration, especially for Uber and rideshare drivers. So it is. You can also use it for the other people, like business people that are not rideshare drivers. So it is specifically made for Uber rideshare drivers, but it can generally be also applicable to all the other business categories. Let's dive into it. So GST for Uber and rideshare drivers in Australia. Unlike other small businesses, rideshare drivers have unique GST obligation due to the way Australian tax office treats the residents rideshare industry. So other businesses need to get registered only if their annual turnover exceeds 75,000 Australian dollars, and in case of not-for-profit organization, 150,000 Australian dollars. Only then you need to get registered for GST purposes. Other than that, you are not required to get registered. You can get voluntarily registered for GST, but it is not required by law. So when you get registered, you have to start charging GST at the rate of 10%. However, if you are an aspiring Uber driver or Ola or Didi driver and you want to engage in rideshare activities, then things are different. A lot of things are common, they're overlapping, but there are certain differences, small differences. So, if you want to start rideshare activities, you need to immediately get registered regardless of the turnover. And the first step is apply for Australian business number. If not already registered, you need to get Australian business number ABN. If you're already ABN registered, if you already have Australian business number, you need to get registered for GST online. So first step is registering for Australian business number. If you are not already registered, if you are registered for Australian business number, you can skip the first step and you can go to the second step and you start registering for GST online. The third step is you can get registered online via Australian Business Register or through the Australian Tax Office. Fourth is gathering information that you need to put in the application. The application needs to be input the following information. So the Australian business number, you need to have it. You need to identify the business structure. So ideally for rideshare activities, you are required to. So they are mainly freelancers and they are self-employed, so they will be sole traders. Okay. Other than that, you can also, if you have a company, a corporate entity, you can register a GST for a company, and if you have a partnership firm, you can apply for a partnership GST registration. After that, you need to put in the business address, then business category. Business category will include transportation services or rideshare activities. Then comes the contact information, in which you will put email address and phone number, etc. Projected annual turnover that you expect to earn in the first year. You need to state that amount. For example, if you are aiming at, if you are expecting 75 to 80,000 Australian dollars in the first year of rideshare business, then you need to put that amount. Then comes the bank details. You need to put in the bank detail for refund and payment purposes. Other important considerations include reporting cycle. How often do you want to report your GST goods and services tax to the Australian Tax Office? It is monthly, quarterly, annually. You have three options available. Monthly is required from those entities if they have revenue that exceeds $20 million, so it will not be you. And monthly reporting is also cumbersome and laborious task, so you can skip that. Annually is required for those entities who have revenue less than $75,000, and quarterly is for small to medium enterprise entities who earn more than 75,000 US dollars. So if you earn up to $20 million, quarterly is your option. And if you are earning less than 75,000 Australian dollars, then annual is your option. The next thing is the accounting method. You need also to identify the accounting method. It should be either cash or accrual. So the difference between these two is cash basis of accounting means that you report your GST to the authorities only when you receive the cash and when you pay cash for the expenses. And accrual means that even though you have not received cash for your activities, for your business, you still report the revenue on receivable basis. And even though you have not paid your bills, but you still you still have incurred the expenses and you report those expenses on payable basis to the authorities. The next is date of registration. It is also important to note that ideally before starting rideshare activities, you need to get registered immediately. If you have been engaging in rideshare activities and you were not registered, then you need to get registered in back date, and then you need to satisfy your GST application from the back date. So that is that. Pay as you go is applicable only if you have employees. If you have employees and you want to withhold taxes from their salaries and other deductions, then you also need to report the same on business activity statement. But it is not applicable in rideshare activities because you are the sole person who is driving the car. Other than that, government fee is not applicable because there is no government fee. I wanted to mention it because government fee, some people believe there is government fee, but there is no government fee. So when you're done with that, when you submit your application, you will get registered. After registration, you'll come to GST reporting when you're providing GST. When you are providing services, rideshare services, and you are earning income. So what you're going to do is you'll be collecting GST on the invoices that you generate. For example, you have dropped a client from one place to another. You charge a fare, you charge a transportation fare, and on top of that, 10% GST is applied. On tips, also 10% GST is applied, and on incentives, bonuses, and referral rewards that you are being given or you give to the customer, and the GST is also applicable on those rewards and bonuses and referral incentives. So when that happens, you need to take log of those invoices, and you need to calculate the GST that you have charged on your invoices. When that is done, you also need to do another thing, because when you're running a business, you also incur certain expenditures. So these are all 6 types of expenditures that I have collected, and there may also be other types of expenditures, but these are the main expenditures that came to my mind. So fuels and tolls, vehicle maintenance, insurance premium, car cleaning expenses, registration, vehicle registration fee, fee commission paid to the rideshare platform. All of these expenses that when you pay, you also pay a small 10% share of GST on these expenses, and you need to document those expenses along with the taxes that you pay. These taxes that you pay on those expenses are called input taxes, and the taxes that you charge are called output taxes. So what happens is, on business activity statement, when you're reporting both of these, if your input tax exceeds this amount of this output tax, then you will get a refund because you paid more tax than you charged. So you have outstanding asset against the student tax office, and you will get a refund. But if you have charged more tax as compared to the input tax that you paid, then you will be paying some tax, the outstanding tax. So these both amounts are offset against each other, and whichever is greater, it depends upon whether you will get a refund or whether you will pay the outstanding tax payable. When you're done with that, you're going to be reporting this on business activity statement, and that is done on the basis of quarterly basis. So the financial year starts from July to September. This is the first quarter, the second, the third quarter, and the fourth quarter. So this activity statement is due by 28th of the following month from the end of the quarter. So if the quarter July to September ends you are liable to submit business activity statement by the 28th of October, because if you do not, you have to pay penalties, and they can be huge penalties if you don't do it. No one wants to pay penalties. So that was a brief introduction to GST registration, reporting, and little nuances and idiosyncrasies that are attached to it. So if you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Plus also comment on the infographic that I prepared for this little video, because I like it quite much. So like and subscribe my channel, and up until next time.